Good evening, good afternoon, and good morning. I'm Frozen, and today we're back with some more Spellrogue, and we have done it. We've done R4 on Descent 1, now Descent 2, and I always say it now, my internet is not working, and I don't know when these videos are gonna go up, but I've got, like, some recorded that I can't put up already, and other ones I want to, and they'll go up the moment I get internet back. I've already let my provider know, and it's been an absolute, nightmare. It's the short term in trying to get it sorted. I have no idea what the issue is, but we're on Descent 2 now, and that is the plan. Now, I know we just did a Hazel run, but we're going to go do another Hazel run, and we're going to be in that Descent 2 on the hard. Enemies do more damage. And again, I'm going to stick with our basic build that I am currently doing, which is normally going with the Granite Orb and the Beast Within. I just feel like this has a more consistent start, and I can have a lot of stuff I can flex into with this, from like power scaling, going defensive, and all that jazz as well, with 5 or 6s guaranteed to a degree. Anyway, let's jump in. So let's go. Enemy start regen, and I get that. That's actually kind of fine, I think. I like the 40 gold. 40 gold seems useful. And do we have an early shop? Not alongside this, though. I would like to get the artifact, but if I give up the artifact, I get 2 elites, but no shop. These are the decisions that maketh the man, and... I'm going to do the stopgap method, and we'll do half and half. Make sure we get that chest, because that is going to be the best, and we'll hopefully get a shop later at some point. Or we can spend the gold. How we plan. So there's something actually I want to be fair about, because I kind of said this in my last video, that when speaking about Hazel, I kind of said, like, with the phrase was that I don't feel like she has anything that's like super broken, and I stand by the statement, but maybe my clarity in some cases about it is wrong. This is like not quite correct. And it's more on the lines of, like, everyone else has that, like, one thing that they normally get that's very consistent. For Lapis, it's kind of like Fury scaling. You'll probably get some level of that in some way, shape, or form that you always get it. It's like a core mechanic of what he does. For Azar, it's the whole kind of, like, in my opinion, I feel like it's more of the joys of being able to remove your own stuff for no reason and no benefit whatsoever. It's kind of interesting, right? And then, like, Sephara has essentially the static mechanic, which is pretty much what she ends up relying on. Do we want that spring into action, or should we go with an early? I don't have anything defensive, so spring into action is probably better than most. Plus, it does give me a bit of power, and it's a pretty good one to upgrade, so we'll take it. It's just what I find is like, all those things can, like, their scaling is exponential. Like, you get stronger and stronger every single turn in every aspect, not just one of them. Like, there's more stuff you can do, or you have, like, a very high consistent power ceiling the moment you start, which is kind of like exactly what you want, right? What I find with poor old Hazel here is she does have some really cool and broken mechanics that you can do. It's just a lot of them require more than, say, 3 turns to really kind of, like, have an impact. And in certain fights, see, I will admit this, in certain fights, in 3 turns, I'm already down and out for the count. There's not much I can do about it, which is probably a downer on my sort of playstyles and stuff, but I think it's also related to, like, her as, like, the very first character that you have. She's not meant to have overly complex mechanics, and because they're not overly complex, you don't have, like, the payoffs of them are very simplistic in that way, where it's like you understand them and go through that process. Not saying that's a bad thing. More just on the idea of, like, that's the observation of which I can see some of her mechanics being kind of, like, semi-limiting in just, like, how quickly they can be applied. You know, she's like a machine gun. Well, I'd say more like a Gatling gun. She needs to wind up before she can start, like, pumping out real decent damage. Ooh, Earthquake. I do like an Earthquake, actually. It does have potential to shove evens in here and hit everything. With any form of power scaling can be very useful. The Gleaming Mana. Returning a die that I can use is not that bad either, plus the +1s and stuff could be really helpful, giving some playstyles and stuff to get things I want. Choices. I'm always a fan of Earthquake if I get some power scaling. There's nothing defensive here. There is that choice of, do I take the reroll now, which I'm thinking I might, just to get anything else that's something slightly better, but I really do like the Earthquake, so I'll take it. It's one of those decisions where I'm probably never going to make the right one in my head. So this is one of those things now, it's like gain extra power here, or I can upgrade this, or I can start this to deal a bit of damage if I want to, or do this. I'm not really sure what build we're going for, so I'm just going to get a better defensive tool that I can use at smaller costs. And here we go, whenever we gain block, we can gain fury as well, so that could be a way to benefit from small, like one big hit. Or we can just go at the end of a turn, deal damage equal to twice the turn numbers, essentially hitting everyone repeatedly. I do love Carl's Memory, and damage, I believe, does scale from, like, any form of damage scales from the rupture effects and things like that as well. So there is some weird mechanics on those if we got that to work, but Frostveil, I think, is good. But I am tempted to see if I can get something great, so let's go with it. 6's rolled is actually pretty good for attack spells in a turn, which we don't have just yet, and disenchant max life. I guess we're taking that Staff of Lightning. Carl's Memory would have been far better than this, but not much you can really do about it. Lose Bristle, gain Witch's Blood, apply Rupture. Let's take that 10 damage, and we do get a shard. Now, I kind of want to do this, because this having extra damage output is kind of cool, although it hits the front guy, which is kind of like, eh. But having the ability to maybe trigger this again could be also kind of useful. Right? Yeah, let's go with Beast with him. Just that little bit 2 damage chip, which is technically 3 with the extra power we have, is actually kind of really useful. I was going to say I thought my game crashed. So, like, the ability to always re-roll and also hit, like, everything as well is going to be semi-useful. We chuck that in there, put that in there, we do more damage again, that hits that, then we do this. And I don't have any more evens, so I can just, like, leave the 5 then and probably put this in there to set up for defending. But yeah, there are a few different things I would like to have. Whether I get them or not is a different question entirely. I will roll again. The 5 doesn't really do very much. Now here I can just defend by doing this instead, right? Or do the damage and defend this way, where I take 1, but I can still hit them. Kind of thing. It's sort of just like trying to plan stuff out to get like as much of an effect out of the stuff as possible. We'll do this. Here we go. Cool. And then you have to do this just to get some more armor, and then do this. And we should be good. We should be good. Yes, this isn't bad. If I can consistently roll 6s and stuff, like, we're in a good spot, so there are ways we may want to try and force those as an output. And we got the best potion in the game. Pretty much as a win against one particular boss in the second stages. And Rampart. I like the idea of this just giving me, with the upgrade, with 6s, just free armor sometimes. That sounds delightful. Out comes you, in goes there. So hopefully it will trigger by itself and I never need to worry about it. Lose the Granite Orb. I like the Granite Orb though. Every 10 spells cast deals 7 damage to all. Swiftness of Spirits. Or we can just gain 30 gold and a potion. So the Granite Orb I really like. Is it necessarily needed? Not really, but it really does help out those early turns. Is the Shard more beneficial for me? Other than unlocking another spell slot? Not really. Like, I mean, I could upgrade this to do that, but, like, does it really make a difference? No, I don't think it's needed. So it's whether I want to pay gold to gain every 10 spells cast deals 7 damage. Which we're thinking 1, 2, 3, 4, maybe 5. And then, like, 6 or maybe 7 in a turn. It could deal some decent damage. It has good AoE potential as well. I'll do it. Now, this is always a question that always comes up, is that kind of like, what do I take here? Like, if you need the health because you feel like you're weaker, then you take the health for the healing. In most cases, you should never really heal unless you have to. The 5 max life is kind of like, okay, there is nothing that benefits me, and like pretty much the one just before the boss fight, like the final boss fight, you pretty much should just take the max health, unless you're going for like the zone 4, which you haven't done that for a while. We should do the 4th zone. And then the spell is that one where it does give you the potential to get more cash and stuff like that, so then you should take it that way, which, you know, it's kind of those toss-ups between the two and things and what you think is more effective. I think it all kind of depends. Admittedly, like, getting the spell is always the most effective thing anyway, because you remove bad spells out of the pool, meaning you're more likely to get other spells if they're not there, and there is, as long as you got them in your reserve. Yeah, so, like, this is the problem with the upgrade for this. In fact, they have to hit this thing at the front before I can do anything else. We're still going to try and take this guy and deal damage to him as well, so there is that. 6. See, that gives me armor, which is really good. This becomes now an even, so we can go straight into there, deal damage to all. And here, I can actually just spend the 5s to get more armor, which is kind of a nice little trade-off. And this is kind of why I like the Daze effect, because 33% less damage is really, like, in certain scenarios, is better than blocking. Just because, like, you might not be able to block. But yeah, someone there... I need to do that then, actually. Yeah, it's going to be triggered anyway, so there's no point doing that, so we'll just throw this at them. I can just do this, or this. We'll get the defense from here first. I guess with that guy. Now we can start hitting this guy fully. Even. We actually get the blessing now, which is nice. This guy might end up trying to resummon them, so there's that plan of action there as well. But yeah, it is sort of like a kind of a lot of things are sort of opportunity costs, right? What are you sacrificing, and what are you getting out of it? And in most cases, like, I always go for the thing that will give me the immediate benefit rather than the potential benefit, even if it's one thing that just seems kind of a dumb decision to make because of really. I can't even attack now because of that. At least you stunned him. Can I roll enough 6s to win? The only thing we don't have is like a power scaling and stuff. Like, we got pretty okay defensive stuff, so there is that choice of like doing something else. The crit obviously is terrible because you don't lose a die. I'm not a fan of the weakness here. And the Smoldering Torch can be a real big problem in my opinion, depending on what it lands on. So we'll see what spells we get first. Ooh, okay. 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 I want a lot from this. Genuinely, I want a lot from this. The Bastion shows up my defense, like, straight off the bat. But I think my defense is currently okay. I think what the main issue is like, how do I scale damage? And if we're going for, like, rolling 6s anyway, is there any harm in just going straight into the Bloom Bolt factor? Like, obviously this is, if I take the weakness thing, is just kind of completely pointless. And this only does 5 or 6, which only does little bits of damage, but it means I do get the rerolls and the hits. So it's like the choice of taking these out like this and maybe leaving the Earthquake out would be the option here. And then we take the weakness. Which means I do have 3 weakness on me at all times, but with the scaling on this, oh, that means that wouldn't do anything either. Okay, no, weakness is terrible. Reroll. If we take the Nullify, Daze becomes useless. That should counteract it for the Granite Orb, pretty much, is this thing here. We have to roll 6s is the problem. Yeah, I'm going to take the Knuckle. I'm going to get punished for not getting rid of the Granite Orb now, but it's fine. If I get the chance to get rid of it again, we'll do it. Reduce healing, and I get to choose to gain a common spell. Yeah, why not? Why not? Ooh. A nice gleaming exterior. I think that is actually pretty good. Does that fit my build currently? No, I think the Rampart works, and Bloom Bolt. We still need 5s or 6s, don't have anything else, and we maybe want to upgrade this, or get Terraform in, or something like that, where we can use other things. But we might get away with stuff, Let's see what else we got here. Solidify is also a form of power gain, with defensive options. Ether Echo, with this, and this, is actually kind of cool. Cast it once and just sit on die. Is genuinely an option, because with the countdown effects means I can still cast these stuff, and these will get hopefully cast like immediately once this is set up. Like both these two together could be like a pretty interesting combo. Because then we get rid of the Rampart, because we don't really want to worry about it, and then input and then probably get rid of Sting as well, maybe, and then have Solidify with the Ether Echo. Kind of high countdown stuff, but could work quite well once we get going. And maybe we got like Spring into Action to kind of set us up there, so we won't be counting on to roll dice consistently. And then there's the choice of these. I think the 10 countdown on this, because if it rolls into there, you can still cast it again and get more of them. I'm going to try for it. I'm going to try for it. So, Earthquake's definitely gone. Terraform, because 6s kind of just triggering this, although it might not later. I mean, I could have kept the Earthquake. So, for now... There's also this option, but no, pretty just go straight to this, though. If we had more Blessing, maybe, but no, I think just going into this for the 11 defense. I think we stick it with this for now, and then we just see how we function, and then maybe, like, this sort of stuff could be squeezed in for some rotation stuff. Because then we have, like, Beam Exterior, Solidify, Ether Echo. I need at least to upgrade this first. And then 2 more, and then I'm going to upgrade one of those as well. So this will probably end up getting gone, which will get 1 back. So we just need 2 more. And let's gain those 5 Thorns, actually. That might be useful in a particular fight. We'll go this way. Ooh, lose line max life for a shard. That sounds delightful. Getting more scaling on this is also a good thing, but... for now... I think I do... How many times? I'm rolling 4 of them, plus then like 2 extra with this, which guarantees 50-50. I think this is still slightly better for now. Spring into action is like still pretty good for that early one. I think I maybe get rid of Sting. I mean, I have a lot of countdown stuff, and maybe this... Yeah, we'll attempt. We'll attempt. I don't really want shot, but I do want this, so we'll attempt on this fight and see how it works. So essentially the plan is to one-shot stuff. And just kind of do that. Gotta love when those trigger like that, because like I don't do anything at all. So I re-roll 6s off that, which just triggered that. Roll another 6 again. So I can remove the front guy if I want to. Probably played that slightly wrong. That definitely was my bad. I guess the only thing I need is like some way to make these more useful. Right? At 13 damage. 15. Not much better there either. Still defended there, so... Yeah, see, this is the thing where I was like, hang on a minute, like, what happens when I get, like, terrible ones, and with that's got that on there. It's a weird point. No. Defend first. And no. Don't think it's bad. But I think I can do better than that. Infuse scales to get stuff back, growing blade. So power with this effect on, and then going into like gleam exterior is probably the better option. So this is kind of like the basic combo that I would probably say is more effective than a lot of the other stuff out there. I might actually take Rampart out now and then go Solidify still though. It's still pretty good like by itself with the extra power gain. Get rid of that. And then put that on there. I think that's a good way. That just casts its own. We cast out for 6s, and we just scale up with that and keep my defense going. Ooh. Sapling die. Reroll or on 3 roll. Roll 2 mute die. There is an interesting thing you can do. I think Cultivation is just a great way to start gaining another weird way to win. Every 10 spells cast gain a blessing. Okay, we might be going a defensive build here. We generally might be switching up to a defensive build and not worrying about power at all, just trying to get as much defense as possible. Yay! Behold why I say this just one fight gets trivialized by like a particular thing. It is just funny to me. And yes, I am getting the blessings, so I can do that, and then we'll roll these instead. Use some of that blessing. the solidify. I guess I'll put the ones in there for now. And turn. Get the bad stuff on me. Use this immediately. It's now gone. And then, yeah. All this. See, the blessing trigger on this normally always guarantees like some high level value stuff to kind of go into here as well. So there is kind of like almost reason to kind of like stick between one thing, but oh, I should have cast this. My bad. I mean, we're gaining Thorns anyway, so just getting none. Gotta remember, I gotta do that turn soon. The other thing is the power with this Bloom Bolt being triggered is so good because every time that does, it does chip damage, which, again, I just like the ability to be able to do that consistently, you know? My Thorns just like, oh. You can't multi-hit me, that doesn't work like that. Ooh, Carapace. I mean, I want to go Thorns, and I think if we're going Thorns, then we don't really need the So Power stuff, so that can kind of go out the way. Stuff has to hit me to deal damage, and if I upgrade Autumn Veil, we can have a really good, fun time. Let's just disenchant this first. Autumn Veil? So the question is do I get this, or do I get this? Because then I get the sapling die, which then allows me to technically gain more on the opposite side with the growth, because I get 3 per die that I generate on this, but I could just get them 1 per turn. Decisions. I'm gonna go with the more the immediate defense. Like, defending is more important than it is anything else. The exterior I'll still keep. Do I want So Power anymore? Not really. Like, I mean, So Power is really good. I'm not denying that. I just don't think it's needed. There's rolling a die on this, but I think we just go with this, and now we get 4s or 6s in there as well, so 5s from this can be still used. There's the option for like Sting to come back in at some point. Man, this is a weird build. I've shuffled it around like 3 times already, and this is kind of what I mean when kind of like say like, although Hazel has some really cool stuff and really cool broken things you can do, sometimes you just are finding it difficult to hit the right stuff you want. At least in my kind of view, right? Is actually worth rolling here more than it's anything else because of the blessing and stuff. And then we can put that 3 in there, gain 5 more, get the sapling back, that gets blessing. We can do that on there. Then use that to remove you. Pass the turn. We can cast this so we get the sapling going. Like with Solidify still up, like it's not like I haven't got damage or scaling on that front. So I kind of got it like defensively and offensively, like both the same way. Is there anything else that I feel like is to be really useful to this build? Blossom is definitely interesting. Obviously, Flourish is kind of cool, but yeah, like by the time I put everything in there, I'm looking at how many more dice to spend. Unless I'm going for that one particular turn. And Force of Nature, although it's kind of pretty interesting. Yeah, I think we just take Blossom here. Like, if I get this into the build as well, like, I can get more stuff to have +1 effects, and then also get more ways to get saplings that I can generate internally rather than anything else. Again, here, I don't need anything else, so we'll just choose to try and get a decent spell. Ooh, Gaia's Wrath. With a little bonus for adjacent spells next to it. We also have the Transfigure effect, which actually works quite well with things that have a deplete on them. So, like the Blossom, for instance. Like Transfigure, gain 3, which would be 12. Essentially. Or we got to, like, yeah, 12 on this. Or 9. And then get the sapling die triggered. Interesting thought. Gaia's Wrath is kind of cool as well because it works with this and rolls off the 6s, so I could put it in elsewhere and use it as a bit of, again, in a formal way, using chip damage and dumping stuff to get more offense, but we're not that sort of build, so it's kind of not really great. And take Transfigure, there may be uses for that I can see happening with this build. And again, that's kind of like how I function with picking stuff, even if it might be the wrong thing. It's like, I'm not trying to get like stuff that I will think I could use later. It's stuff that I can see immediate value in that kind of also goes to the game plan we have. And yeah, I could scale more power, but like at the moment we are kind of that sort of gaining Thorns build, so all I need now is just something that allows me to consistently keep up my defense, which is like Gleam Exterior and Solidify could play up with keeping me getting the Fortify effect. So there's also that as well. Again, roll that again. 6s everywhere. Again, I should have used Gleam Exterior at least once before I did that. Roll that. And same with that. And yeah, put them in there. So it's almost like my main course of attack is the Thorns. I scale it, and I scale up the Bloom Bolt for that one-shot finisher kind of thing, right? Like, that's the whole point, and we should use this. 3 can go in there, that can also go in there. That 4 can go there, doesn't do any damage, but that's fine. That does. And we are defended, so set the Solidify up and put that in there. Oh, and roll 2 more. So I can gain a 12 Thorns just from this, but by the time I do gain any more Thorns, like I might have spent some of these, so again, it's like it's the toss-up question between what you think is more beneficial. That pays for itself back. Yay. And that goes in there. Do we want to use the Ignite here? For 19 damage? I guess I'll just set that up. Here you could like +1 to all these, if I wanted to. But yeah, like even when I'm gaining Thorns this way, like I'm only gaining it at a steady pace, so like this is where like opponents can technically outscale you. I know, I'm being a Debbie Downer again. It's always funny. So that we get that and that, so that can go in there. So that the 4 still triggers out, which is so good. And we have 23, so... Oh. I'll just pass a turn now. Next turn we basically double my Thorns. Gotta remember as well, do this first, then cast that. Good old Thorns. That 4 can go in there. And that's all it is, I'm just like consistently like chipping them down. You're doing the most damage, so we'll move you. At least try to. This does give me a lot more sapling. But I'd rather just get more damage than that guy, so he's not doing anything this turn. I mean, he could have hurt himself and got himself gone, but I'm like, I want to kind of get like the double removement. How does this work? This is a question for the ages. Down there. Probably won't matter anyway, because I'm probably going to deal the damage to them regardless, so... we'll put that to it now then. And there we go. Thorns of Bloombolt. But yeah, like, even like that build, like, although I'm kind of strong, it's just, I take so many turns. And I feel like on later descents, like, at that point, it just doesn't matter. Autocast is actually pretty cool. I've still got Ether Echo for that, by the way, and we have this, and this. That's all countdown related. Even Blossom technically is as well, which would be even funnier, because that would give me ways to gain those up as well, and... yeah, a very weird build. First of all, what we got here. Mole is not really worth it. Spirit of the Forest is irrelevant, and Whispering Sheep I don't like, so we're rerolling these. Okay. Okay. Pox Flare is so good, I really shouldn't give that up. Like, I don't care about the rolling sixes anymore, I don't roll enough of them to warrant this being in the build, the Bloom Bolt. And Pox Flare is just, the Pox Flame Flare is going to give me more damage going on. Granite Guard is kind of cool for just doing like more defensive stuff, and Infused Potency, we don't need more die, we're going to get those anyway, so Pox Flare it is. And then with that, just double check my build, that can come out, so we don't have that triggering stuff. Beast Within trigger. I have a question, I'm not sure what the answer is. If I have Solidify with this on there, and we start the turn, I have 2 Blessing. Does the auto cast trigger start before I roll dice and the Blessing is used? Because if it is, it's a really good choice to take this. If not, I might as well just take the crooked die and get the guaranteed 1 every turn. Or I could just give my enemies power, which again, kind of doesn't... I guess it might matter. Like, this is kind of dangerous, like, later. Especially multi-hitters and stuff like that, but... The auto cast, though. There is some cool stuff I can do with the Hypercube. I think I'm taking it. I don't think I need more dice. I think I'm set up on that front. We'll put the Solidify up front for now. And see, yeah, there's a guarantee 6 on this as well, technically, every other turn, so I can just leave that there, or guaranteed 5 or 6. Choose gain common spell, normal enemies, normal battles have 30% max life. The max life could be fine. I could deal with that. The power, though, maybe not. Retribution could be fine. I can deal with the Retribution, actually. I would like to go shop, but I also would like to get this, so I guess we're going this way. Into the shop into that. And take damage for that. Lose 2 spells, gain artifact. Lose Spirit of Swiftness to gain a rune. I mean, an auto cast could be interesting as well, I'm not denying that. But, I would like the shard here. I want to see if this works the way I think it does. Because if I'm right, it's such a good defensive tool for me that nothing else matters. Tracking. I don't mind tracking. I think tracking is interesting, but yeah, Onyx Lance is a really good early game, but it's a bit late for that now. Sacred Shimmer. Interesting idea. Aspect of Earth, we don't really care about. I guess it's just an artifact then. And the artifact we get is... whenever gaining block, gain delay 1 delay block. Yeah, I can take that. Like, it's still pretty good, and I guess we're getting rid of Sting here. I'll get rid of the Blossom, actually. I don't think I need that anymore. Man. Ooh, converting what I have into Fury. I mean, I'm gonna say, okay, do 1 damage to the front enemy per dice rolled. I roll 4 with what I've got up here on my standard. This technically is 6 and 7. This would be 8. So it's 8 damage to the front guy per turn. I can get more off Tiebreaker for that. That is the decision. I wanted the thing, but that's paid off for itself now. I kind of didn't see I couldn't go that way, but it is what it is what it is. So, put that in there first, because that does that, and then we can trigger that, we get the overflow, we get the 6 trigger again. And technically I can chuck 6 somewhere else. But I do want to get rid of this blessing before I trigger anything else. Put the 5 in here. I feel like putting the 5 in. So now, we're going to figure this out. No. Okay. That is now nice to know. We did not get the effect, so it didn't work. So it's never actually going to work, is the problem with that. Put 1, 3 in there, 1, 3 in there, that 5 can go in there. That 5 goes in there. Do the roll here, 6, that'll split. Did not split, so I don't have the thing. Okay. We got enough, so I can actually put that in there. And roll 2 of those. It's just nice to find this stuff out, right? Like, it was one of the things I'm pretty sure it didn't, because I think you roll on the dice. You just gotta have enough blessing for it to trigger first. Which, like, use this twice, and then hopefully you have more, you get more dice, than you get less dice than the blessing. But unfortunately, yeah. We don't work like that here. So, it's fine. It's fine, I tell you. And upset you are. I mean, the Nullify Core does stop this. Fox Fapping is good, but again, like, I don't think that really matters. Like, not when we're, like, slowly just chipping away at everything my opponent does anyway. Like, the more they attack me, the more they get damage back as well. Cultivate Might. It's... Do we have another shot? Do we have another... yeah, we technically do have another shot if we want to go for it. Or we got 2 elites. I probably will just go out with the 2 elites, so I guess it doesn't really matter. Which means I should reroll. Ooh. Onslaught, which is a way to give me Thorns. Emanate. Oh, Earthquake again is back. Oh, this... Oh, there. So who's my boss? Who's my boss? Shimmer. Okay, it's him. So Earthquake is not great then. Yeah, I think we just take Onslaught. I think we probably won't use it anyway, but still. I was thinking there, like, Earthquake, because Earthquake gives me the blessing, which then allows me to use the whole thing I was trying to go for with this, but I can just use it on the same turn anyway, so we can work around that a little bit. Oh yeah, you're taking a lot of damage before I can do anything else, so that's great. I am not a fan. I am a human. Setting this up now is a lot better. Hey, one thing I want to repeat on that anyway. And I should look to try and remove this guy as quickly as possible. He's already got too much on him, which isn't great. With hope with the dice I get next turn, plus this. I thought I'd do better. Okay. There's a good 21 damage to everything. I'll use it. Yeah, like getting rid of that guy is really important. I can't allow him to live. And he's back. But now I got more attack, so it makes no difference. Oh, he's going for the whole Fury thing. Interesting. Nothing got furied. Yeah, we are thinking about what we need to do. We definitely are. Again, it's like, so one of those builds where it's like, I feel like I get these builds quite a lot with Hazel, where it's just like, I have really good stuff, like, all this stuff is really good and really cool, and I would never complain about a build like this, because it is absolutely awesome. He says with a big, but, no. That's that. So anything that hits me pretty much is just a goner. My point about it normally is more on the idea of yeah, so I should swap these two over. Or have this trigger automatically every other turn. It's probably better. Then make a roll. Do the Fox. Fox again. Ooh, Fortitude. Bite on stop. Yeah, Transfigure is pointless. Blossom, although would be interesting, would be cool. Ether Echo, like, Ether Echo is technically the correct thing to have in that slot, other than anything else. I was just hoping to get something better with the Solidify, which I don't really think I need anymore, so we're going to toss it. We got a better option to go in there. We can get the shard back, and then we can put this in down here as well, and or even upgrade that to do that, and just have like two of them go off every single time. I could have had, I could have done the really cool combo with the thing, couldn't I? But we're not cheats. We're not cheats. We're not cheats. Yeah, I could do that. Put that in there. And then so I think we now toss out the spring into action. But I think it's cool. And then ramp that up so I get 3 of them. The trigger? Do I just go for that trigger again? I think the 3 is better. And let's do the double leaks we got ahead of us. Going that pure defensive route, I think it's the better option overall. Just from my opinion. So the whole point is now we generate lots of dice. We'll get lots of fury for the big hits with our one particular Poxfire attack or the Beast Wind attack. And we'll generate lots of dice from this as well, which will help us do other things also. Put that in there. Like here, for stuff like this, I can just then like pass it on or whatever. We do need more defense though, so just cast this now, so we just get one back. And then this goes in there to get rid of it, because I don't like having ones. I just like the fact we're gaining barrier as well alongside this. It's kind of funny to me. And now this is something I want to figure out as well. If I set this up and it auto casts for next turn, do I still get to keep the 3, or is it gone now? Like, this is the things I like. Part of my brain knows the answer, but I just can't figure it out. 6 and 6 and guess that and 2. That's a 2 that I technically can't use. That's a 1. We keep hold of those anyway. Yeah, I've got lots of dice. Like, I don't think there's anything I need to worry about. It's just making sure I cast the stuff I need to cast at the right time, so... With the Thorns I get from here, like, I think we're having a grand old time. 6 and 2. Oh, that's hilarious. I can go in there then. I can go in there. I can deal damage. I can also deal damage from that thing. You see what I mean, right? Because I'm going to have so much armor, I'm going to have this and this doing its job, so yeah. I think all these should end up casting like multiple times per turn. That and a 1. 4, 3. 2 to that guy. Good old Pox Flare. Do that small amount of damage. Just enough. Oh, proliferate. That would be great if it mattered. If it mattered at all. You know what? Let's be super dumb. This is hilarious. Yeah. Oh no, I'm max life. I should have gone heal there. My mistake. If that hurts me, it's my fault. Okay. So gain defense first, right? Yep. Do that. Gain more defense. And then we'll chuck the Pox at him, which at least means that he's doing no more damage to me, and he's also gone. So that's good. And then I just guess we can I just do nothing then? So this casts, triggers all of these. Oh, that's so good. So that'll do it like twice, that trigger will happen. That's absolutely great. Yeah, give me that. Go in there. Goes in there. That's and that goes in there. I have so much defense that it's great. Play the pox. Now, there's an argument whether me going like the Force Fire route was so better and like sticking with the Blessing stuff, but since I have the Thorns stuff, I kind of went into this, and with the autocast, this is kind of hilarious again. So, yeah. It's just kind of funny. And that can go in there as well. It is kind of disappointing that I don't get to cast this consistently without, like, wasting other dice. Kind of, like, the actual value. But, like, having, like, the 2 barrier keep going up every time is actually pretty good. I kind of wish I kept the whatchamacallit thing. I will attack you, so I don't want to deal damage to myself here. It's not yet, anyway. Now we can. Now we can. That's that, I guess. That and that. Oh yeah, I've got this. Completely forgot I was meant to be doing that alongside all this stuff. And now the thing is, like, Ether Echo takes over the spot after this is triggered for the first 2 turns, so... Like, there is actually, like, method to the madness. Although, you know, I probably wouldn't call it a very good method, but still. Yeah, my friend, you can have as many of those as you like. I do not think it matters all that much. We'll replace those. I do love Ether Echo. I think it's like such a really cool thing. And like how it functions as well. That 2 can go in there. Go in there then. Roll that 4. You get the 6. That's done. Just I love how that keeps doing that, and I'm like, oh yeah, by the way. I lose it instantly. That 3 can go in there then, that triggers that, we get that, we cast this, we get our stacks, we then put this and that in there. Then we roll this 2. Oop. Now we are struggling, and then get that from our armor. I mean, if you really like long battles, these are the things for you. But if you'd rather get stuff done over in 1 turn... Ooh, Thornlash. Unfortunately... Box Flare. Although you're really good, Thornlash is technically slightly better for what I want to do. I can make it last an extra turn, that is hilarious. Yeah. Thornlash having that in there is better. We'll take the full heal, or the heal here, just because I have more life. Like, if I didn't need the heal, the max life is better. Because, like, anything else, and they could disenchant for higher score and stuff, but, yeah. Thornlash is pretty good, just to start stacking up those thorns a little bit better. And let's go. And generate more. Then again. Here we'll put a 5 and a 6 into this. That can go into there, and then that 2 can go into this thing and attack that guy. And we're done. Full amount of damage, only 1 broken on us, and we'll get lots of spells here, triggering. Although my poor Thorn Lash did not get the trigger. There you go, Thorn Lash. 1's in there first, because I don't care about damage. That thing when you just don't care about the damage, right? 6 in there. We'll do a 5 and a 2, and then I guess we're done. Crying shame. My poor Thorn Lash again. Don't know what they've got against it, but it's very particular. I guess that goes in there then. Get a 2 off it. And that can do the Thorn Lash stuff, and then we'll gain that there, and do that there, and cast this now. Could've got another one. But yeah, at a certain point we're gonna have enough Thorns where it really won't matter. And that's kind of like the plan. It's to set a point up where I have so much Thorns and stuff that I generally am not worried about anything else. Yeah. New side, cool. Well, I know some of you people wanted that Thorn build, so here it is. It's a shame, I think this is getting up so late compared to the rest of my other videos. So late. You just do that. That in there, put 2 6s in there. Shouldn't have done that, but I'll roll these now to make sure we actually have more, and then set that up next. Like the more times they hit me now, the better off it is for me, and plus with the barrier and stuff, like I'm in a pretty good spot to keep that rolling. That can go in there, that can go in there, that goes there. 6, put that on the barrier, put that in there then. Suck back 2 to that, and then carry on. Oh no, you're going to cast it, aren't you? Immediately. Oh, no, it's next turn, cool. Part of me panicked that I was going to waste die there. For no reason whatsoever. And we're done. Yeah, the veneration is so cool for stuff like this when I get to use it and just cast everything, give me all that early setup. It's probably like the only smallest little difference that I probably would say a lot of stuff is just pretty cool. Oh yeah, I've got to cast that. I don't remember I can do that. Get the damage. Trigger that, then cast this. I do love as well that I just like, oh yeah, I kind of have to go Thorn Lash. Like, that's like the logical thing here. Like, what else would I do? One shots themselves. That was a fun build. I like that. But I mean, I will admit, Hazel's probably a me problem more than it is anyone else, because I am special in my own brain, and I like seeing big numbers and getting big numbers very, very fast. So when I see that I get any form of keep increasing, I will always go for that, because I'm biased and I have my own preferences, like everyone else. But yeah, I find that I struggle with Hazel quite a lot because of the sort of the simplicity and the way too many options she has kind of dilute the pool a little bit too much for my brain to handle. But yeah, another win for Hazel, which is kind of nice. But also she means she's very consistent when you do get stuff happening. Like, I don't think there's anything that stands out with all of her stuff, which is kind of nice to see. Like, she's really well balanced in that case. At least for my brain, as you can see here with all this. And when you're looking at someone like Azar, or my other favourites, Sarah.
For a fight.
just kind of like pointing out like some of the consistencies of how bad my playstyles are. But yeah, anyway, Descent 2 win on the board. At least that is for Hazel there. So again, if you do enjoy these videos, do leave a like, subscribe to see more, and I'll see you all in the next one. Take care.